What's up, guys? Pachetta Rockstar here, and we are back with another Star Realms replay, playing against Dark Soul 900. So, I would assume he's a fan of fairly punishing single-player, third-person video games with a demon soul touch. That's my guess. Who knows? Maybe he's just a goth guy. I don't know. I'm just joking. Um, but we play a really cool game. Very, very interesting game. A lot of back and forth and pretty epic turns near the end. So let's take a look. Let's see how we do. All right. First things first, we get to go first. Thumbs up. 3 trade. You got supply bot. You got destroyer bot here. So the question would be, am I trying to go more aggressive or am I trying to go for a little bit more trade? Supply bot is typically a better card in a vacuum, simply because being able to scrap in your hand or discard pile is really strong. But destroyer bot is 5 damage, and that's nothing to snipe at. If they start at 50 and you deal 5 damage, that's 10% of their life total. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty good. But in this case, what I would do is probably look at the rest of the cards and see where they're at. So if there was a lot of like cheap cards to where my initial starting scouts would give me an opportunity to pick them up, I wouldn't necessarily worry about being able to scrap in the hand or discard pile and getting the 2 trade. I think then Destroyer Bot becomes a better play because I'll still be able to acquire other cheap cards, and I'm going to want to have that damage. But in this case, Brain World's out there, Conversion Yard is out there, Recycling Station is out there. Supply Bot becomes the better play because now you can acquire bigger cards. And scrapping down to become more efficient, you have to make sure you hit those scraps every time because the ability for you to acquire cheap cards isn't there on this trade row. So yeah, we end up getting Supply Bot, and it's good. We have 3 trade now. Let's see what our opponent does. He's got 5 trade and he picks up Convergence Yard. This is an excellent play. This is absolutely the correct play. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Ram is great. Destroyer Bot's great. Recycling Station's great. No one's saying they're not great. No one is saying they're not great. I love those cards. Ram is Bay for sure. And Recycling Station is a classic good card. Here's the problem though. Conversion Yard is a base. I literally have no damage to kill a 4 damage base. It scraps in hand. It deals 4 damage. It's just flat out the better card. And it's going to keep coming back and keep being a thorn in my side throughout the game. So it's going to force me to have to pick up damage now. Whereas before, you know, if I had 4 trade, maybe I would have picked up a Recycling Station. Even if I had 4 trade now, that's no longer an option. I have to get enough damage to kill the Conversion Yard. So in all likelihood, I'm going to have to pick up the Ram or the Destroyer Bot. It's a play that forces me to make adjustments to my game, and that's really good. And like I said, it's just flat out the best card out of the cards that are out there. The good news is, though, I know my opponent is only going to have 3 trade next turn. So that means he cannot get the Recycling Station. So there's a good chance that we're going to get it, too. It's worth thinking ahead about. Yep, and we go ahead and get that Destroyer Bot. Yeah, it's good to have the scraps. So now I got 2 scraps, one that scraps in both, one that scraps in the discard pile. We're feeling good. We are technically head at scrap, but he does, again, have a base, so it might live. You know, there's a good chance that he gets multiple scraps with that. He plays 3, he picks up the Ram, very solid. Right? He's got a Scrapper, that's a base that also deals damage. He's got a Ram that's going to deal damage. He's got 9 plus 2 Vipers is an 11 damage output. He's looking good. He's looking pretty good. And Scrap is a little slow when it goes up against aggro. So if he can manage to pick up a few more aggressive cards, he might just knock me out before I can scrap down. So I like this play. And here we're at a bit of a conundrum here. So I play the Supply Bot and I scrap, leaving myself with 5 trade. So there's a couple plays, right? I could go Colony Seed Chip. I could go Recycling Station, maybe pair it with the Star Barge. I could go trading post. Um, with the brain world out there, I think the correct play is actually to forego the recycling station. Um, Acquiring enough trade to get brain world, especially when I have two scrappers and I'm gonna become more efficient, which will up the chances of me getting brain world, I think is probably the way you want to go. But giving him recycling station, giving him two shots, two draws, and two discards to draw into his conversion yard more and more, it's not really something I'm keen on doing either. So this trade row presents a lot of problems, and kind of no matter which way you go, you're gonna have to give up something that's gonna be beneficial to him. So whether you get the Star Barge recycling station and leave him the colony seed chip, or whether you get the colony seed chip and leave him the recycling station and Star Barge, either way, it's bad. Either way, it's not good. So we're in a tough spot here. Um, but I think the correct play, even though I think colony seed chip is a very good card, um, well, okay, I take it back. Uh, both decisions are tough, right? Both decisions you leave something good for your opponent. The question is though, is can I leave him in a situation where he doesn't have very good choices? Um, he may not have 5 trade, like given what he's purchased. He may not. There's actually a pretty good chance that he does not have 5 trade. So that's going to actually swing my decision, I think, towards getting Recycling Station Star Barge and just leaving Colony Seed Ship out there. And the other thing is, too, is I don't think he has any blues, so he's not going to be able to put into his hand. So it's not necessarily the most dangerous play, but Recycling Station Star Barge doesn't help us quite as much as Colony Seed Ship would to allow us to get Brain World. And so that's really the trade-off. You know, like this is a tough spot. And either way you go, I don't think your choices are very good. But I'm leaning towards getting Recycling Station Star Barge and just kind of hoping he gets unlucky. Yeah. Because Star Barge does give us trade too, right? And then Recycling Station will allow us to sort of draw into that trade a little better. And it is potentially one trade itself. So I'm okay with that. Blob Carrier comes out. We would love to snag that. Let's see what happens. So my opponent does only have 4 trade. We're thinking ahead. We got lucky. He buys Outland Station. I think that's great. I think Outland Station is clearly better than Trading Post. It gives you more healing and still has the same HP. And potentially that could lead to him getting Colony Seed Chip later. So I think this is good. We managed to scrap. This is fine. We pick up an Explorer. Yep. I mean, expensive card, expensive card, expensive card. We are going to have to start adding to our trade value here, for sure. Whew. And then he picks up a trading post. Okay, that's fine. Um, so there's something to be said here about also picking up a trading post and not giving our opponent the opportunity to go trading post, Outland Station all at once. But I think getting the long hauler here and giving ourselves a shot at Colony Seed Ship, Blob Carrier, or Brain World is the better play. Especially if we can get another blue to pair it with long hauler and then allow us to top deck Brain World, that'd be really sweet. So I think this is the better play overall. But we do risk him getting Colony Seed Chip. We do risk him getting Blob Carrier here now. He has just shuffled again, and he's got a lot of trade now. So either way, we're in a tough spot. You know, this is not the game is. I feel fairly confident, but I'm not. It could go either way. We're lucky that we're ahead on life total though, so that's good. Yep, there we go. This is my fear. So here he makes an odd play. He scraps the ram to get the colony seed ship. Ram is a better card than colony seed ship. Like I get that you get to put it in your hand, and that's kind of nice. And oh, I see. Okay, he went for double trading post. That's fine. But what it does is it it removes the aggressive line that he would have taken before. So I think what he's doing now is just shifting his focus into becoming more of a healing and more of a base deck, and we have to be aware of that. So here I make a bit of a mistake. I scrap a card, but if you notice, I've got 2 damage with my Explorer and 2 damage with my Vipers. I can kill Conversion Yard, and yet I choose to draw, and I completely whiff. And I don't look ahead at my deck. I don't see what's there. Had I known that it was just all scouts, I don't think I would have done this play. I think I would have tried to kill Conversion Yard. Now the good news is, it gives me 6 trade and I can pick up Blob Carrier, which is great. But now he's going to start getting ahead on scrap now because that Conversion Yard is staying out there, and I didn't kill it. And this is, in my opinion, a mistake, even though I am able to get Blob Carrier. Leaving Conversion Yard out there just makes my opponent's deck more efficient, makes it far more likely he realizes his base deck that he's trying to get. And the thing is, I'm not beating a base deck. Not with my current deck construction. Well, at least I scrapped the Explorer, because we don't really need it anymore. And, ooh, almost. Yep, see? And he scraps again. He deals more damage. He kills my Recycling Session. He picks up another base. You know? And look at this. Look at this. He's only got 7, 12, 14 cards in his deck now. He's already way down on starters. And he's got 4, I think 5 bases in his deck now. We're on the ropes, man. And we're behind in life total. He's regained life. You know? This is not good. So we end up scrapping a card in our hand. We pick up another scrapper. I think that's fine. We do want to kind of control the scrap here. This is good. So the good news is, even though we don't have Brain World, we have 4 scrappers now. The bad news is they don't all scrap in hand or discard pile, so our whiff potential is kind of high. And we are somewhat scrapped down, but I think he's a little bit more scrapped down than we are, or it might be even. But even if it's even, he's got hella bases, and he's got hella protection. So he's far more likely to just heal out of range. Yep, there he goes. He gets more healing. Gets more blues and stuff. So he's fully committed. He is a healing, purely defensive deck, and then he's going to try to pick up Brain World, Imperial Flagship, Emperor's Dreadnought. So that's the plan. Heal, defense, big bombs. We know what he's trying to do. That's going to be tough to beat. Maybe we can outdamage him? Yeah. So we end up not buying Cargo Pot or Trade Pot. Now I realize we have Blob Carrier here, and getting more blobs would be helpful. Which would allow us to top deck a ship. But at this point, I think it's honestly going to bloat our deck. And we... Like, the way that we win with efficiency. We're not going to win by top decking one of these ships. You know, he's got blobs that he can... does he? Maybe he doesn't. It's just better for us to become as efficient as possible. I think you could argue getting the cargo pod would have been a play, though. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, he had a Viper. Okay. I don't think the cargo pod was necessary. I honestly don't know why he bought it. I don't think he needed it. But with 3 8-drops out there, it's not the worst play. Plus he's about to shuffle. And picking up Blob Fire is good too. He needs to start turning the corner, dealing a little bit more damage. Turn his deck from purely defensive and purely healing to healing defense damage. Right? He needs to start acquiring damage now and knock me out and start going for the throat, which he's doing. So I like these plays. This is good. You know, his plan is clearly there. I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing a lot. And we don't have 8 trade. So we just whiff. but we're gonna hold on to that because again, potentially we can top deck Brain World. Potentially we can get Imperial Flagship. So there's comebacks. There's comeback mechanics here. Oh, see, and this is the thing we're afraid of, right? So for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my God, did we get so lucky? Wow, did we get so lucky he didn't draw that. Oh my goodness, wow, did we get so lucky. Okay, so we got a chance. We got a chance. Toss one card to scrap. Good. We get the damage. We get 3 trade. We managed to kill all his bases. Now I'm trying to actually get more trade because I know this is the only way I'm gonna win now is to grab an 8-drop, and I'm grabbing that just for potential healing. I don't know. I'm kind of grasping at straws here. I'm definitely behind, and I'm pretty much crossing my fingers. And of course, I draw all my scrappers together when there's only one scout to scrap. Oh my God! Yeah, look at this. And he picks up Missile Mech. Damn, that's really good for his deck too. Man, we are not feeling good here. Yep, we just pick up another card draw. We scrap that because now we're pretty much scrapped down. We have enough scrappers to where we're gonna be really efficient. So if we don't die, I mean, there's a pretty good chance we can come back. Oh wow, we get lucky. This was really lucky. This is a big whiff for him. We have a chance now. Because now, watch, we can get Brain World. Oh, we don't. We could have top decked Brain World. Oh, we wanted the Emperor's Dreadnought right now. Hmm. Interesting play. Interesting play. Hmm. I like it. I'm okay with that. I think getting Brain World might have actually been the better play, though, just to be able to get the 2 card draws and scrap down. It's the defense that I think would have been better. So, but you get an opportunity to add Emperor's Dreadnought to your hand, you take it, you know? I'm okay with this. Man, we gotta get very lucky. Hmm. Don't know if he needs to do that, but I think it's fine. Keep healing up, keep protecting your face. Ooh, baby, did we just top deck Brain World? The plan finally came to fruition. Should have done that a turn earlier, but we will take it. Alright, now we just need to not die. Wow, that was really close. 4 plus 4 plus 4. Alright, we have 5 life. There's a chance. So we're tossing the Star Barge here, even though I realize Light Cruiser, Star Barge, and Captured Outpost gives us a card draw. We got Brain World. We need 2 card draws. Yeah. So I was keeping this on the off chance I would draw another yellow. Okay. We just need to not die. And he kills Brain World. Okay, that's fine. We toss the Viper. Time to scrap. Time to draw. Let's get lucky. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now we can top deck the Imperial Flagship and win the game. GG. I'll be honest. Don't think I played that well. I thought I was put in a lot of tough spots. I thought I made some subpar decisions. Got lucky to win. Dark Soul. I like the vast majority of your plays, to be honest with you. Um, I top deck Brain World. I managed to turn Blob Carrier into an Imperial Flagship, but I should have bought a cargo pod to then try to pair with the Blob Carrier to try to give me a chance to get the flagship earlier. I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird plays in this game, and kind of felt like I was playing on autopilot. Kind of felt like I had ways to win the game, but I also felt like just wasn't really focused. You know, sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes the deck bails you out. But I like what Dark Soul did. You know, he kept his plan for the most part. He realized he was like, okay, my deck is a little too defensive at this point. I need to start acquiring damage, and he did. You know, he knocked me down to 5. Easily would have won the game on the following turn, but I pull 30 damage out of my butt and acquire 3 8 drops. Got Brain World, I got Imperial Flagship, and I got Emperor's Dreadnought. He probably wasn't going to win because of that, but I got incredibly lucky to not only acquire them, but put the Dreadnought into my hand, top decked Brain World, and top decked the flagship and drew the flagship for the win. So, highly, highly improbable win. But let's give Darksoul900 a lot of credit for playing really well, for having a plan, for executing it, and quite frankly, he should have won. You know, there are some games where you play bad, even when you're focused, even when you're trying to play your best. Sometimes you just play bad, and that's the benefit of looking back on games like this, and of trying to analyze your play and trying to educate yourself in this game is you realize when you're not on top of your game, and that can cost you games. You know, same thing like in poker. It can cost you pots, it can cost you winning sessions, it can cost you money. Um, not everybody plays this game with intense focus, but it is the best way to win. So you really want to think about your mindset when you decide to play. You know, and maybe it takes a couple of games for you to be like, all right, let me really focus in here. Maybe you don't have time necessarily to focus in on every single game, but you got to try to make the best decisions you can each and every turn if you can, and that's going to lead to more wins. So if you're really looking to increase your win percentage, I'd say that's the best thing, is just try to focus and try to make really good decisions as much as possible. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. I'll see y'all later.